The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy in Marrero, Louisiana. Barreto Home Solutions. Bayou Audio and Video. Hot Works on the North Shore. JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington. Lil Dizzy's Cafe. Kuman of Gretna. HBP Construction and Consulting. Moe's Pizza. Buck's Snow Whiz. CC's Children Blocks. The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana. Leo Auto Glass. The Juber Family in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen Restaurant in Chalmette, Louisiana. CoSource Financial Group.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a good one for you all tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we're going to do some week 4 recap, talk about a few games, what we thought a little bit, this and that. And then we'll get into some week 5 games, just talking about what needs to be done, how they should do what to win the game, stuff like that. And then we'll talk about our top 5s. We have our updated top 5s. We posted it on Instagram and Facebook. If you haven't seen it, we'll talk about that tonight. I know I got VK Jones and George Peppers. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's going on, man? No guest tonight?
No guest tonight, man. They never got back with me.
Oh, okay. Hope we had some guests. But like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash It Out Show, all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on X, we are on Instagram, we are on everywhere, and also the exclusive home of the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week on JB the Sports Guy on YouTube.
What up, Peppers?
What's up, JB? And team recap. One particular thing happened at Jones and Mermaid. We don't recap that. So, my guy, but you guys tonight will recap the games and everything else and look ahead. And when you're right, VK, to my upper left, took the picks this week by 1 and by 3 over you. So we got some work to do.
What kind of phone do you have, George Peppers?
A Galaxy. I know. I see the reconnecting now. I see it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Cheese starting early. Yes, he is starting early with that. What Galaxy you got? How old is your Galaxy, George?
A year and a half, 2 years.
Wow.
I don't know. I think the chat would disagree with that. The chat was like, "No way, George."
I think it's not just the phone. I think it's the FSU fan congregation is jumping on your phone and in there right now.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
Big boy. Look here, Yak. Look here. First of all, calm down. I told you.
Good. I'm good,
I'm
bro.
not. I'm not okay, but I'm not. Now, now you got me in a spot where I'm not worried about your mental health. I actually should be, but I'm not because I told you it was going to happen. Virginia beating Florida State, gentlemen. All right, Tiffany, I would. That would not be bad. That would not be a bad idea. But anyway, but yeah, Virginia wins in double overtime for those that miss it. And we did because we had Terrebonne and Harville last Friday night. Uh, our theme last week was offense. The two games of the Hatchet Out Show Game of the Week, JB. A lot of points were scored Friday, 90, and Saturday, what do we have? 47, 69. So 159.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's get into it, man. Let's leave this Florida State man stuff to the
Yeah, let's
past.
do. Yeah, let's do in
Yeah,
the past,
Austin. I think
dude.
that phone 10 years old too. I ain't gonna lie to you, Austin. I think it is over 10 years old. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into some of these games that happened for week 4. And I want to start off with one of the games we went to, Terrebonne and don't tell me, Hornville. Terrebonne and Hornville. Close game first, mostly throughout the first half, and then Terrebonne scores at the end of the first half, and then never looked back with a 40. What's the score? VK, help me out. 45, 30 something. I can't
It
remember.
was
52-38.
yes,
52-38.
yes, 52-38. Um, your thoughts, VK, first about the game.
I tell you, man, the way the game started, it looked like an absolute war. Then the offenses came together, and we're starting to see. It was looking like Patrick Taylor and St. Martin's a week ago, score for score. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, a stop. A stop by Terrebonne, and then they take charge with the touchdown, and then after that, scored to start the second half, and that was it. They just took off from there, man. I mean, they are a team that's continuing to improve every week. And for them to what I seen a week ago against St. James with that offense was something. But last week, they look like a juggernaut last week compared to the week before. You seen a lot of the running game of Quincy Adams, and there was a lot of Quincy Adams in the St. James game. This game against Hanville, you had everybody. Quincy from not just Quincy Adams, Alvin Celestine, Owen Oliver, Terrence Diggs, Sarge Ruffin. You name it, they claimed it and they acted a plumb fool. This team, to me, is dangerous. And in my opinion, if they get the win against Destrehan this week, they will control their own destiny, not just for the district, but possibly for the playoffs. Because right now, Terrebonne is a 2 seed in the power rankings. So this team has really come up, but this week gonna tell the test. If they get this win, watch out.
And what shocked me is Terrebonne is not ranked in the top 10 in the state yet. That's
Mm.
shocking. They're in the others receiving votes category. They're not in the top 10 yet. Go ahead, Peppers.
Well, was a very offensive juggernaut that you guys broadcast last Friday night. And while I was reveling in VK's future misery, because I was bouncing between Virginia, Florida State, and the Hash Out Show Game of the Week, back and forth, checking in. Um, Look, Terrebonne doesn't have to prove a thing to us this week. I'm totally convinced the one thing they've got to do going forward, that defense has to be more consistent, make stops. You're not going to win shootouts in the playoffs. You've got to be some special to do it. They're very good, but I'll give kudos to the offensive line of Terrebonne for neutralizing what was a very good Hornville defense coming in, because Hornville's defense had been coming in playing very well in their first 3 games, and then they ran into that. But how about the job Owen Oliver did? Quincy Adams, we know what we're going to get with him. This is a guy that can break it and score anytime he touches the football. And then you combine all the other elements on that offense with Celestine and Diggs and all those. I think Terrebonne, to me, convinced me they are one of the favorites to potentially make a very big run In non-select, I think, correct? They're in
Yeah,
non-select.
non-select. Yes.
Okay, non-select D1. That bracket is going to be wide, wide, wide open, and Terrebonne's got a real opportunity. And people are going to jump on the wagon after beat if they beat Destrehan. It's like, where are y'all? They knocked off two high caliber teams. St. James is a team that can be a state championship contender. Hahnville, with the right bracket, has a chance to make some big noise. Destrehan, what else can you say? If you sweep this trifecta, JB, how are they not one of the favorites in D1 non-select?
I hear you. I hear you. Here are my thoughts. So we knew about Alvin Celestine for sure. We knew about him that since last year, and even as a sophomore when he was at running back. This year they decided to put Celestine as a receiver and to run the ball with Quincy Adams. Quincy Adams in 4 games already has over 800 yards rushing already. And then
Crazy.
we knew about Quincy, we knew about Alvin, but what we saw against Hornville was, hey, we got more weapons, like VK said. The size Ruffin, Owen Oliver, and Terrence Diggs. We have more weapons to use besides Alvin and Quincy. We hadn't seen that with Terrebonne these past couple years. You know, we know about Colin Billiot when he was there 2 years ago, and Alvin was there too. We knew about that. But now we seeing all these weapons? Dude, it was eye popping. It was eye popping. Owen Oliver had over 270 yards passing. Quincy Adams had over 290 yards rushing. This was just something magical to see. When we hit that field, you just felt some type of presence of nostalgia, some type of magic presence, like something special with Terrebonne. You felt it, VK, when you walked in that field. You just felt something special at the end of the game. And I tell you what, man, it was something to see because it's something I wasn't expecting. All of those weapons to be used, and if they're able to stay healthy and continue to use those weapons, this is a dangerous team moving forward. And I'll say this: I think the southeastern part of Louisiana has noticed what Terrebonne is capable of. But I think with a victory over Destrehan on Friday night, I really think now the state will definitely be on notice, basically because Destrehan is was a semifinalist last year in the playoffs. So I think the state will definitely be on notice of Terrebonne moving forward if Terrebonne gets that win. Let's move forward to another game. West Monroe defeating Catholic of Baton Rouge. Is West Monroe back, VK? And when I say West Monroe being back, you know what I'm talking about. We're going back some years of the dominance of West Monroe. Are they back? Or is it too early to say that a little bit?
Not yet. Not yet. They're making steps. They're making good steps and everything else to get back into things. Last year they made a little
My
return
boy Levance
insurgence.
Williams. What's up, brother?
They had a little blip a little bit last year. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make their way back. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a sign that a lot of the original North Powers are coming back. Because the fact that I think Rusted has set the tone and up the game, especially when they got to the state championship a couple times and won that one time and everything. And at the same time, I think it upped and they made that district like, hey, everybody got to get better. You see what happened to Alexandria last year? Made that run, got to the dome and everything. You seeing that entire district being very tough. For West Monroe, that's a huge, huge win. They needed something like this. I don't think they're back yet, but if they make an impact early in the district and come real close, I say they're getting there. But if they shock people and win the district, you can really say West Monroe is back. They're not there yet, but they're coming. They're working their way. It's going to take a little time, but it's coming.
You never want to overreact to one win. 'Cause 2 weeks ago, North DeSoto, a lower classification team, not much lower, beat them in their house, 38-27. And it was a game ebb and flow. It was a game where North DeSoto broke fast. West Monroe took the lead, then North DeSoto rallied back. This time they bottled it up. West Monroe did against BRC, Catholic of Baton Rouge, and a team I still am very high on. Um, Catholic of Baton Rouge going forward. I still think they're one of those legit entities. But that was a character win by Coach Deiser's team last Friday night against Baton Rouge Catholic. That to me showed a lot of mettle and testament. I don't know if they're back yet. I'm like VK. But again, you never want to go on one win. But let's see what they do week 6 against Alexandria to open district play. All right, let's see because Ash looks like the real deal again, and then they got to deal with Ruston, Neville, Washington. Some people are chirping about them. There ain't no gimmies. And look, West Monroe is not going to be no cellar dweller or anything like that. They're going to pick off some of these games, but to be truly back, I think you got to win this district, West Monroe, to me, because that will necessitate probably, I'd say, a top 3 or 4 seed in non-select. To me, if they win that district.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I'm not gonna say they're back yet. I'm not saying that at right now. I'm with y'all. But this district look damn good right now.
And
It
does.
looks real good with West Monroe,
Mm-hmm.
Neville, um,
Rustin.
Alexandria, Ruston, and Washington Parish look like they want to come up a little bit also. So this district looking darn good, fellas. And I look at week 6, Alexandria, West Monroe gonna say a lot. They gonna say a lot. VK said it. He said it since last season. All the big teams came to Alexandria. Now Alexandria got to go to them. And can Alexandria do it on the road all those times? It's gonna be tough, but that Ash defense is definitely legit. Let's move along, guys, to another game. And Vermilion Catholic is 2-2. We don't say this much about Vermilion Catholic being or having these losses. 2-2 Vermilion Catholic. It's very shocking. Lost to Calico New Iberia. We're like, okay, cool. We understand that. 2 state champions, Calico of New Iberia, cool. And they do their thing. But they just lost to their rivals, ERAP, and you catch that game on the replay on Under the Lights Facebook page. I think Vermilion Catholic's going to be okay in the long run. I think they will, but I'm just shocked because I didn't see this happening. I'd have been, they played Riverside this week. And if they would have lost Riverside, I still would have been like, okay, this will be all right. But this loss to ERAP is either 2 options. ERAP has gotten better over the years, or Vermilion Cali just not as good. My opinion, I still going to tell y'all, I think Vermilion Cali will be okay moving forward. Good chance that they'll still get to the dome, deep playoff run. But this was shocking to me. 2-2 Vermilion Cali, VK.
It's not shocking to me.
Oh,
It's not shocking to me at all. They're in the same situation as Archbishop Shaw. A little bit of a more dire situation. They lost a lot of starters, a lot of seniors. And what I always say, when you lose a lot of people, exactly, inexperience kicks in. Meaning some things is not going to go right. Very few programs would be that not to rebuild, we reload. But you look at in the car situation, you still have key players from last year's team that's here. When Vermilion Catholic don't have those key
Enoch says they
players,
1-3. They 1-3, he says. He said, so I'm wrong. Enoch said they 1-3. Ooh, go ahead, VK.
Yeah, it's the fact that they lost a lot of experienced players. Shaw, they brought a good bit back on defense, but offensively, they lost a lot. They've taken a little bit to get it together. And I think it's the same thing with VC. It's going to take a while. I think they're a team that's going to turn up in the second half. That's a team that will turn up because everything's going to be back forward. Kennedy's in the same situation. They lost a lot of experience. They had a couple bumps and bruises. You've seen it against Easton. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the fact that this is not shocking to me. I've seen this movie too many times with teams. When you lose from an average of, I'm going to say, from 10, 12 starters, you might be okay. If you lose 12 starters over, 12 starters plus, and it was seniors, dude, you got work to do. And VC, I really thought this year they're going to have work to do. It's just like with STM last year. And they struggled, but they got it together late. But I said it myself. STM lost too much. When you lose too much, this what happens. But when you're an experienced team, the only shocker sometimes when you have an experienced team, they might have a bad start. And it does happen too. But for them, it's just not a surprise to me.
I said we got some people. I see Orion Mosley from Terrebonne. What's going on, man? I see you. Brady Cribby, I see you, buddy. See a lot of y'all on here. Big Ifo, I see you, man. Peppers, your thoughts about Virginia Catholic being
That
one
was
and
one of the
three?
other. That was 1-3. Shocking that they are. I That was another game I was watching the other night. Bouncing back and forth between our game, the Under the Lights game, and whatnot. But I'm going to tell you, Enoch just posted it on the chat. 2 times, 3 times Friday night they had the ball inside the 5, 3, and they couldn't get a point. Went for it on goal to go. They could not score, and they threw a pick. Um, yeah, they couldn't get out of their own way. But I gotta give Erath a call. That is an undefeated team. They have not lost. They are legit improved. They got a kid named Spencer at running back who bulldozed Vermilion Catholic the other night. A Friday night. I say the other night because it's Tuesday, but Friday. He did some work. And again, VC, I think long term will be okay, but it is kind of disconcerting when you've got goal to goal possessions and you don't take advantage. And this isn't the only game that's happened. According to Enoch, he posted they were in the last 2 games 1 for 6 and goal to goal. And that is a statistic that is extremely disturbing going forward. They've got to correct that in order for them to become, they're not irrelevant, but they need to find their way back. And they can. I think they're capable. But yeah, they did lose a ton off of last year's team, that one state. I think, like, I'm with you, JB, that they'll be fine, but you got to start putting Bork. That's him. Okay, okay. Geez, thank you. I think they got to. This week has to be the week where that light switch, that ignition key's got to rev up. They're going to have to get it going, JB, because if they go 1-4, then pressure mounts and pressure bust pipes. Last I checked.
You are definitely right. All right. I want to do one more from week 4. And Cheese, I'm not going to do it to you, buddy. I'm not going to do it to you.
I
Trust
would.
me.
Man, he on shots tonight. Boy.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna do it to you, Cheese. My phone just
Oh,
fell. My phone just fell, but it's cool. But um guys, here we go. Evangel defeats Airline. Game winning safety. 51-49. They snap a 17-game winning streak from Airline, and I think 2 years of undefeated in district play. What does it say about the Eagles of Evangel Christian, VK?
there is a new champion in that district, and that is Evangel Christian. Evangel Christian has is really bounced back. They got this up, and they feel like it's been a while, but we gotta get back. But we gotta get back. Uh,
Oh,
goodness, you for the cheese. You on it tonight,
you're
my
dirty.
God. But let me tell you, man. Evangel wanted to get themselves back in the things, back in the fold in the district. I mean, it's still no defense in the district. It's obvious. It's still no defense. But I think that game was going to set the tone for that district. And right now, Evangel has set that tone. Still got weeks to go. But I think Evangel has got their cell. They put their keys in the ignition and they're ready to go. And I think this could be your district champion this year. They still got time to go get it, but Evangel just answered the call, but they just got to keep it going. And despite the defense being not what it is, they just got to do one thing: make one or maybe two stops to win.
Alan Shaw, I see you, brother. Alan Shaw, I see you. Black October, I see you. D1 of 1, I see y'all.
The players are
Peppers,
here tonight.
what'd you say?
Said the players are here tonight, man.
Players are here. I
A
love when
lot,
the
a lot of
players are here.
athletes love it.
I love it. I love when the players are here, man. Go ahead, Peppers.
I want to know what Pop Houston did in that game, 51-49. I'm curious to see the stat line from
I'm gonna tell
him.
you this. I'm gonna tell you this. They were down by 14 at halftime. He threw 3 interceptions before halftime,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
but he helped bring them back
He
in the second half.
facilitated the comeback, and then they win it on a safety? That's a rarity in any level.
The go
I mean,
ahead,
it's very
like
rare.
G said right there, score the go ahead points by way of a safety. That's
That's not a common way to win, but in this case, it was. What does it say about Evangel, though? And my concerns are obviously like VK. That defense is not very good. They're going to have to elevate their game if they want to be, a deep playoff participant. Look, that offense is going to carry you a lot, but they're going to run into teams that can front that offense and slow them down enough, and they'll make more stops. And until Evangel gets an upgrade defensively, I think they're a cute story to win district, and offensively they have a lot of guys that can do a lot. But as far as anything close to a state championship team, no. District champion, perhaps, because I'm not remembering off the top of my head who's in that district besides Airline. But beating them, Captain Shreve is an okay
Kevin
team.
Shreve and also I think
Parkway.
Parkway.
Parkway, yeah, they're
I think
rebuilding. I
Bastrop
think
was in that.
Parkway.
Who?
Who?
Bastrop.
No,
Oh,
Bastrop not in
they're
that
no,
district?
Bastrop
no.
is Monroe area.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
they're not in that
You got
district.
Harton, Parkway, Bird,
Parkway,
Captain Shreve.
Kevin Shreve.
Somebody
So
else.
they should
Airline.
have a free run.
Airline
But
also.
on paper, they should be prohibitively favored to win out and get that district championship, and they'll get a decent enough seed going in. And I see the stat line: Pop 454, cute numbers. But again, this defense, guys, has to elevate for me to consider them anything more than a playoff participant that can make impact. They've got to improve defensively.
What's up, Park Mark? What's happening, baby? I see you. We say the same thing about that district for years. I said it the past 2 years. If Airline had a defense, I think they would be state champs.
Yep.
I said it the past 2 years. They had a defense. Airline will be the state champions in Division One. They're non-select. Airline, yeah, non-select.
Yes.
So, but
Could we, Jamie? Could we say the same thing about Evangel this year if they had
right
a
now,
defense?
yes. Right now, yes. Definitely say it. If Evangel had a defense, a better defense, yes. We
Mhm.
we could be saying that they could be state champions. So that's been the only thing about that Shreveport district is that the defense hasn't been there. That's the only thing. All right, we're gonna take our first commercial break of the evening, and when we come back, we'll preview some games that are happening this week. A lot of big time games happening this week. So y'all stay tuned right here on the Hash It Out Show.
Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353.
Hey y'all, this is Jen Hale from Fox Sports. You're watching the Hash It Out Show with JB the Sports Guy, VK Jones, and George Pepis.
Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, with VK Jones and Mr. Bad Internet, George Pepis. There he is. Hash It Out Show, Thursday night game of the week. The John F. Kennedy Cougars travel to Marrero, Louisiana to take on the John Ehret Patriots.
Harvey.
Pre-game.
Harvey.
You're right. I'm thinking where Ehret is located. You're right. They're coming to Harvey, Louisiana, everybody. Taking on the John Ehret Patriots. John Ehret, the school is in Marrero. That's what I'm thinking of. But coming to Harvey to play each other. Pre-game, 6:15. Game time, kickoff at 6:30. That game can be seen on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. Then Friday night, the Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week. The St. James Wildcats will host the St. Charles Catholic Comets. Pre-game, 6:45. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. You can see that game also on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. Guys, got a lot of good matchups happening this weekend. When we do our picks tomorrow, we have I think 31 games to pick from. 31. I'm usually around
26.
23, 26. Yeah. We got about
Mhm.
31 games tomorrow. We got a lot. So, but I just want some of y'all, well, not some of y'all two thoughts of yeah, Cheese. I told you I wouldn't do it to you. I kept it real, man. If y'all know what Cheese talking about, is the loss that LC received from Archbishop Shaw. So, but let's get into some of these games that are happening. Let's start off with Destrehan versus Terrebonne. We're gonna have Chris Singleton tomorrow night to talk about that game and the Terrebonne team as well. Yeah, St. Charles College Prep. I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Y'all gonna let me? Y'all won't let me live it down. I know. I made a big mistake combining two schools. All right, but VK, let's talk about it right quick, man. Your thoughts about Destrehan Terrebonne?
31 games. 31 games tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of get, but man, it's not as much as Under the Lights, man. They go almost the entire
And
state
like,
with their picks.
and the Lights do it big, man. They do it
Lord,
big.
man, there's a lot of thinking, but tomorrow, ooh, that's a lot of cheese. But tomorrow night, man, I tell you, this is a telltale for both of these teams, man. This could go a long way. It could be Destrehan in control, or it could be Terrebonne in control. It's going to be a great chess match between both of these teams on Friday night. You know, win is going to go a long way. Even a loss might go a long way because it's a lot of power points on the line, regardless of the fact of this district. And this is a very, very tough district in itself. And man, it's looking forward to it and everything. And either way, it's going to really boost somebody on Friday night. You know, we know Destrehan's known, but Terrebonne, it's been a long time since Terrebonne has been in this position since I think it was Ja'Kai Douglas's senior year at Terrebonne, when they had a really huge year and they wound up winning the district that year and went to the quarterfinals that year. So they beat Hanville that season. I don't know if they beat Destrehan. I think they might have did, but that was a huge year for that Terrebonne team, and it's starting to look like that team may be a tad bit better. So this is how good they are. And I seen a comment earlier about I think Terrebonne's got to prove a little more. I think this is the week that they got to do it. But looking at their schedule, not a it's not a cupcake schedule. They had to go to Riverside, who has been in deep playoff runs before. Good program. They host St. James. They hosted Hanville. They was very fortunate to have that. They got to go on the road. And the road don't get easier for them because guess who Terrebonne has to play if they get by Destrehan? St. Charles Catholic comes to Homer. So the road does not get easier for Terrebonne. So, but this is going to be huge. Cannot wait to see what happens in that game. Two great coaches, Tyler Lewis versus Marcus Scott.
Peppers.
It's terrible, and this year's Alexandria, I think, would be the qualifier. Except, save for the Destrehan game on the road, a lot of the games you mentioned, VK, are at home. The games against the real headlining kind of teams. So that's the question I think you want to ask. Save again for this week at Dusty. Now, I think this is a great game that we are looking at. I think it's one of the best games in the state, period. Um, I'm curious to see how Jackson Fields does what he does with this terrible defense for Destrehan. I think that's a matchup I'm looking to see because, Terrebonne they were leaky last week against Hornville. They didn't play a great game, but Their offense really did work. 52 points. Um, yeah, 2 weeks ago they did handle St. James offensively, but again, Jackson did not play in that game. And can I
King
goodness, I'm
Young.
stuttering. King Young was hurt in that game, so that was a pretty big factor. But I think Terrebonne, there's no questions that don't need to be answered. There is none. To me, win or lose, I think Terrebonne has announced themselves as a team that can make a large statement. This will be the icing on the cake kind of game, JB, if they win it at Destrehan. This will be the icing on the cake if they win. I don't need to see more than what we've seen already. I think Terrebonne is one of the best teams in Division One non-select, and I think even if they lose close, they're still very dangerous going forward.
I agree. I totally agree. Um, I'll say this. Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Cheese and Jordan. But let me say this though. To me, the winner will be whose ever defense makes the most stops. That's that's plain and simple. We talking two good running backs. We got Quincy Adams for Terrebonne, and you have Malachi Dabney for Destrehan. With wide receiver, you got Jabari Mack for Destrehan, Alvin Celestine for Terrebonne. You also have the other weapons: Jackson Fields for Destrehan, Jalen Ash, and then we know about Owen Oliver, Terrence Diggs, and Size Ruffin. So many weapons on the field on both sides of the ball. Terrebonne's on O line just mean. They mean with it, man. Just mean and physical. And if they can drive you to New York City, they will drive you to New York City. They just mean and physical. So it's gonna be whose defense steps up and gets the most stops. All right, let's go to Tag Gormley, Jesuit, Holy Cross. Both teams coming off of a loss. VK, what are your thoughts?
it's another year of the rivalry. You know what I'm saying? One of the oldest rivalries in the state of Louisiana. And I'll tell you one thing, throw the records out the window when these two play. Every year. It don't matter who's winless, doesn't matter if it's undefeated.
What up, Hollywood? What's happening, baby? I see you. That's
Hollywood.
the reigning defending Has It Out Show Player of the Year, Hollywood John Johnson. What up, Nick?
But checking it out, Ross, like I said, throw the records out the window. When these teams play, every year this game comes down to 3 to maybe 10 points. That's how close this game is every year. I might can name 1 or 2 years in my 46 years of living that you see a one-sided game. The majority of the time, it's been a game that came down to the last possession, to the last play, or overtime. This how close that this game is, and this how good this game is. This is going to be another classic game. Both teams need a bounce back win. Somebody's coming out with a huge rivalry win and bragging rights, but then somebody's going to be 0-2 in the Catholic. It's going to be interesting to see on Friday night.
Peppers.
Good coaching matchup with Ryan Manali and Scott Watney uh, featured in this game. But I think the thing I'm looking for is how Holy Cross bounces back because they got absolutely humbled last week against Endicott. Endicott, I think, put together their most complete performance last week. That game was over. It was like blinking you miss it. Like before you could relax, Carr had already got their separation, and Holy Cross never recovered. That says that's Endicott. Jesuit is a solid team. Holy Cross is, I still think, a solid team with a couple of good wins this year. I expect a competitive affair at St. Gormley. Um, I think this will be one of the closest games in the state. I don't see much separating these two. And let's not get caught up in what happened to Holy Cross last week. They're better than what happened. Carr is just at a different stratosphere right now. Um, But this week, JB, I think we're looking at a really good game. One of the oldest rivalries in the state is going to live up to its billing again. Flip a coin, and I'm guessing this will be one of our 31 games we're going to pick tomorrow night. So that's why I don't want to tip hands when we talk about these games forthcoming, because I'm trying to make up a deficit here.
Um, Before we move on, my thoughts. Holy Cross needs to get Karen Smith to make some big time plays. Get the O line got to open up holes for him. Also, they got to figure out a way for Jacoby Ferrier to be able to pass the ball down the field. They couldn't pass, they couldn't run last week. A screen play was their biggest play against Edna Carr that went for about 25 to 30 yards, maybe. Other than that, they couldn't move the ball. So against Jesuit, they got to figure out these things. To me, Jesuit, if they're able to run the ball on Holy Cross, then they got a great shot. All right, guys, I want to go to I think this game is in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Can we say this right quick? This
I don't know.
rivalry, Holy Cross and Jesuit, since 1922. That's
Ooh.
how old this rivalry is. And Crescent City Sports, for the 8th year, they will be broadcasting this game. They have broadcast this rivalry since 2017. I'm just looking at the article about they're previewing this game, and they got all the games lined up.
Moving on, everybody, to Lake Charles, Louisiana. As I move on, Catholic of New Iberia travels to Lake Charles College Prep. George Peppers. Peppers, what are your thoughts about this matchup? Big time matchup between the two.
I know that smirk on your face, so I'm going to leave it for after the show. I saw it. Anyway, remember, I'm a good mind reader. Anyway, Catholic of New Iberia coming off a tough loss to Notre Dame last week. You know, if they win that game, that's one less game I got to make up on you. Again, they had a pretty good lead at the Pios, and the Pios rallied back. You know, yeah, we'll see you there, TC. Anyway, but this Lake Charles College Prep 3-1. You know, they had the one loss this year. It's a good matchup. I think it's gonna be a good game. I really do. I think it's an entertaining affair. CNI New Iberia's got to make the trip down to Lake Charles, correct?
I think they're going to
Yeah,
Lake
I think
Charles.
I
I
think
really
they're
think
going
so.
down there. So our good friend Jeffrey Mitchell might be popping in and saying some stuff about that. We'll see. Muted who? VK? I don't know. Maybe. But Jared, I think this is a good affair. I think it's a good game that we're looking to keep an eye on. Um, who do we? I'm sure this is one of the 31 also. So I'm trying to measure my words carefully to not tip hands. It's Tuesday because we pick on Wednesday. But I think this is a very really. What happened to Lafayette Christian again? Cheese. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, dude. Okay. So, but no, JB, I think this is one of the good games that we'll have this Friday night, and I think, kind of a high scoring kind of game. It's at Westlake, so that's Lake Charles, right?
Just right outside of Lake Charles. Right
Okay,
outside.
so
Exit
LCCP
Lake
is the
Charles
home
on
team,
I-10 West. Yes.
right? So College Prep is the home team. Okay,
Yeah.
noted. All right, VK, your thoughts?
I can talk now.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Well, I got a kind of a little bit of a punishment. So I get
Oh,
why what's happened. So
Jared, you dog.
all good, all good, all good. But so we talked Lake Charles College Prep
And Catholic
against
New Iberia.
Catholic New Iberia. That's gonna be a hell of
Yes,
a
sir.
game. It's gonna be a hell of a game
That's going to
Friday
be a great
night.
game.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, LCCP has been in a lot of classic games this year. Whole lot of classic games. They're gonna be in this one again. It's gonna be interesting for us to analyze and really pick this game. It's going to be kind of a tough, you know. Catholic New Iberia is the defending state champions, but LCCP is trying to become a real challenger in their division. So anything can happen on Friday night with these two teams. I know, pretty much Catholic New Iberia is going to have to really run the ball and keep LCCP's offense off the field because that offense can score at any time, any place. So that's the strategy. That's the number one strategy that New Iberia is going to have to do to have a chance to win the game on Friday night. If it's a shootout, it's a better chance for LCCP to pull it off.
I agree with VK says shootout. LCP got a chance to pull it out. Um, I want to see how good Caliga New Iberia's defense can deal with those athletes for Lake Charles College Prep. The offense for sure. That's what I want to see. And they get some stops. This could be not gonna say a long night, but this could be a night for Lake Charles College Prep, struggling wise. But I just want to see how they can be able to slow them down. Um, but if Lake Charles College Prep able to move that ball, oh, it's gonna be a show. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna be a show. See, cheese. Great minds think alike, cheese. Great minds think alike. All right, I want to go to one more before we go to our top five, and this deals with VK's alma mater, St. Aug, Edna Carr. VK, what you got?
Man, I talked with
Well, it's
the
funny
new
how we
principal.
got some Carr Cougar coaches popping in, and we got some St. Augustine parents popping in all of a sudden. Right, when we get to the topic,
Right?
VK.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's unbelievable. It's something else. I had a discussion today, and you can go back on YouTube, on my YouTube, and also on my Facebook. And I know JB is
Yep,
going to post it. I did an
yep.
interview with the new principal of John Eric, Caven Davis, who was a Purple Knight with me at St. Augustine as we played ball. We talked about this game, and he was saying how good St. Augustine looks, and then on top of that, he was saying this could be a big chance for the Purple Knights to pull this off. I really think the Purple Knights have a great chance to pull this off. You know what I'm saying? Could they win? We'll find out what the picks tomorrow. But I really think the way St. Aug has been playing, I think, remember last year how they had the great start and everything else. Then they got to a little bit of a slide. But they were still young at the time. And that was year one for Robert Valdez. This is year two, a more mature squad, especially those seniors. And they are upping the game. They're totally upping it, especially the way they played against Easton, the key stops. I think the key to this ball game is the defenses. Which defense is going to make the big play? If whoever makes the big play, especially if it's late in the ball game or whatever, it could be a pick six, it could be a fumble return, or a big time fumble. That might be the key that's going to help either team win that ball game. Somebody's coming out 5-0, and somebody's coming home with their first loss.
Okay. Dominique Clark Thomas says LCCP is pretty strong offensively. We saw that when they played Kennedy last year. Yep, that game we did stream. That playoff game we did stream, man. And we
Mhm.
find out LCCP was young. I said, oh, Lord, next year going to be a problem. All right. Peppers, your thoughts moving forward.
You know, St. Aug is a more mature team, but one of the key components for this game, and look, as impressive as St. Augustine has been, and we've seen them twice against McDonough 35 and against Warren Easton. Two teams of quality. Easton plays Curtis this week. Curious to see how that game is going to play out. But for St. Augustine, it is their best chance. But can they play high level for 48 minutes against that Edna Carr team? You mentioned they got off to the fast start and they ran into a lull. You cannot go into that again this year because Edna Carr will take full advantage and run away. The quarterback battle is going to be interesting with Hollywood Johnson and Rashawn Coulon. All right. Coulon, you know how I feel about that guy. That kid can go. Hollywood Johnson is that dude too. I'm curious. The fascination for me is what they'll do. Which one of them is going to have to play step up to help their team win? Great coaching matchup. Bryce Brown, Robert Brown. There's a lot of talent littered on that field. It's going to be a great game. And VK, you and I discussed this on our way back from City Park Saturday after we did the Aug Easton game, and I told you, I said, Coulon has been so good. This is the statement game for him to really announce himself further if he can knock off the top team in the state, period. Because Carr arguably is the best team in the state regardless of class. I think there's no argument there. But JB, you know, how many times has Carr seen this? You think Carr's not watching these streams this week? And I know Bryce Brown doesn't really, but he's going to look for any fuel to get his guys on point. And he's hearing the praise we're getting, and it's rightful praise for St. Augustine because they are that good. All right. But you think Bryce Brown isn't telling his guys, look, this is our title. They're coming to get it. We can't let that happen. And the game's at Pan Am this time. It's not at Gormley. Correct?
The game.
No.
I mean, it's in New Orleans, but it's in the West Bank of New Orleans.
It's at Barnum.
Algiers. Like
Oh, it's in
VK said.
Algiers? Mighty Algiers. I hear you.
They,
You know,
Carr said they're not moving this year.
at
They
all.
want that game in the community.
Exactly. They want everything.
in the jungle.
Exactly. And it's understood why. And look, I don't blame them at all. I mean, this is St. Augustine's got a tough road to hoe Friday night. They've got a real shot though, because offensively they're as proficient as anybody. And Miguel Whitley had a game Saturday night, 3 touchdowns. I think number 8, Raquan Williams. Am I thinking number 8 for the purple? 3.
Three is
Oh, 8
Raekwon.
Whitley. 3 Raquan. I think he needs to show out. I think the running game. Keith Hill had himself a game Saturday night. 23 yards VK, and I think he had two scores. Yeah, St. Aug is going to have to really put a balance together to keep Hollywood and that group off the field. Purple Knights are going to have to just move the ball with regularity for them to win it. Do they have a chance? You doggone Skippy. Yes, sir. They absolutely have a shot. Edna Carr, though, is watching every media outlet saying, they're calling a good game. We'll see. We shall see. I expect a good competitive affair, JB. But if you're saying who's the favorite, it's Carr. They're the favorites to win it.
I'm just going to keep it like this. I'm going to keep it like this. 2 things. Can St. Aug's defensive line get past Carr's offensive line? And can St. Aug's offensive line block Carr's defensive line? That's the 2 main things for me. Somebody gonna wind up on top. We come back. We gonna get into the top 5. You got VK's top 5. You got Pepper's top 5. You got my top 5. When we come back, right here on the Hash It Out Show.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985-266-0664, and don't forget to ask about their 1-week free special. Bucks No Wiz was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks No Wiz is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks No Wiz, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana.
And welcome back, joined by VK Jones and George Peppers. And let's get into our top 5, everybody. You know, nope, that's not it. That's it. Let's get into it. Y'all ready, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Peppers?
Peppers?
Let's roll.
All right. Go with mines first, everybody. Go with mines first. All right. And I want y'all honest opinions. Tell me if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, if you would replace 1, 2, just let me know, okay? And I just want to hear y'all opinions as well. I want to interact with y'all. And before we go on, they know the game gonna be determined up front. That's the car. St. All game we talking about. TC St. Charles versus St. James. Yep, we know we will be broadcasting that game. And geez, I'll be sick if y'all use the win over Cecilia to put Central in the top 5. Ha ha! Let's see, cheese. But here we go, everybody. We're doing our top 5, and here I go. Number 5, I got Zachary. Number 4, I have John Curtis. Number 3, I have Rustin. Number 2, I have St. Augustine. And number 1, the team I had number 1 all of last year, and I haven't changed them yet this year. They stayed at that number 1 spot. That's the Edna Card Cougars. Yes, those are my top 5 right there. It was hold on, get my words right. Deciding on a team to go at number 5 was pretty hard. I mean, I had Zachary, Brother Martin, Ash, North DeSoto, Turling's Catholic. I had some teams. It was tough. But doing some research, I went with the Zachary Broncos. Do y'all, VK or Peppers, has anything to say about my top 5?
I think it's a good top 5. I like how you put in Zachary. I know you had some interesting choices for 5 and everything, and they're worthy to be in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? That was actually one of my choices I looked at too as well. Zachary has really had some good wins on the schedule and everything, and they're starting to be a very good program in itself. We got John Curtis, which I'm not surprised that he's back. Oh boy. But I like John Curtis where you got him at. That was another team I thought about putting in my top 5. They got a chance to really do some things this week. We'll see against Easton. The very interesting and tough matchup. The top 3 is the top 3 I have as well. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt in my mind that Edna Carr, St. Aug, and Ruston are the 3 top teams right now in the state of Louisiana.
All right. What you got, Peppers? Anything?
I I don't really. I mean, you and I talked about this earlier. Curtis at 4 is interesting to me, and again, not to be punishable, but they do have the one bye. What signature to win do they have in state? I mean, yeah, they won a close game against Rummel last week, and if we win a pyramid, Rummel beat Shaw 29-0 2 weeks ago, so that was a good win. Zachary, I think there's a conglomerate of teams I was looking at to put into 4 and 5 and whatnot. I don't have any issue. The top 3, yeah, we're in uniform with the top 3. I think Carr, Ogg, and Ruston, any one of those 3, however you rank them. I mean, Carr's got to be 1. Ogg and Ruston, that's a fluid list because we've seen Ogg and we haven't seen Ruston. I don't have any issue with your top 5. There's no outrageous team that I could say it shouldn't be there.
All right, hold on, Nick. Hold on, Nick. Hold on, Nick. Now listen up,
Oh,
Nick. Listen up. That's my top 5, and I'm not being pro city. I've never been pro city, okay? But yes, I think 3 teams in the city deserve to be in my top 5. I do. But I got Ruston and I got a team in Baton Rouge area. So no, Nick. But I know what Nick doing. I know what Nick doing because they do it to him too with his River Parish top 8 teams. They do it to him too, man. Especially St. James, they were getting on him. St. James, man, they number 2 behind St. Charles Catholic. But guess what? The game being played this Friday night, the Hash It Out Show Friday night game of the week, and somebody will stay at number 1, or somebody will go to number 1 in Nick's top River Parish teams poll. Now, next up, VK Jones, top 5, everybody. Edna Carr, St. Aug, and Ruston 1, 2, and 3, just like mine. But he has Central of Baton Rouge at number 4, and he has Brother Martin at number 5. For me, I wouldn't have Central. I wouldn't have Central. That's just me so far. I just don't think, how they've looked and who they've played so far, besides the team they got coming up this weekend. Um, just shows that doesn't show to me that they're top 5 yet. Can it still happen? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do I think they still going to the dome? Hell yeah, I do. I think somebody had a good chance to get back to the dome. I'm not gonna lie, but we talk about top 5 right now. My opinion, that's the team I would take out. Brother Martin was in my discussion for number 5 on my list, so I don't have a fight with VK on that one. What you got, Peppers?
I mean, it's a uniform top five. With VK, he's got Central 4. And look, before we get castigated, let me say this about Central. They're the reigning state champions. What have they done wrong this year? Have they passed the eye test? Yes, they've won every game. I think they beat Denham Springs last week, correct?
No, that was
No,
Cecilia last week.
Cecilia.
They beat Denham
Oh,
Springs for a
Cecilia.
week.
Okay. Well, that was pretty much expected, considering Cecilia's got some turnover with coaching and everything else. Um, and Central being ranked is not an indictment of anybody else. Brother Martin at 5. Here's the thing with Brother Martin. I think it's a legit team, but at the same breath, where's the statement win? Like, where they run it up? Not really run it up, but they dominated a game. They've had to chase a lot of games this year.
That's
Of the,
okay.
they've won. I get it. But I don't have any real like disagreements with VK's top 5. I mean, Brother Martin again was in that list of about 8 to 10 teams that I was looking at for mine. So I don't have any real bone to pick. There's not the outrageous top 5 yet. Austin, it's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. It's
Look,
coming.
look, Brother Martin has faced some adversity, being
They
down on some
have.
games and finding ways to come back and win those games. They were down
Mhm.
against St. Paul's, East Ascension. I think Mississippi, they were down there at one point, and then the comeback win against Jesuit in the last minute to come back and kick
Yeah.
the game-winning field goal. So they
Mhm.
faced adversity and
And they've won.
they've won. VK, your thoughts on your top 5?
I look
Mhm.
at it, Brother Martin with number 5, they have one of the best resumes right now in the state of Louisiana when you look at their schedule, and especially how they've won those games. You cannot sleep on 4 wins that you had to come from adversity and win, especially 3 of them on the road. So it's nothing to really sleep at. I think that's why they're number 5. It was a lot of teams I was trying to choose, you know what I'm saying, who could be number 5. Now, Central, maybe they could have been 5, Brother Martin 4. Central is a defending state champs. Central, and I had to look at, who could make the big league. I know Central was not gonna make no big leap on my 5 on top 5 because they struggled against Cecilia. They struggled, but they got it done. But the thing is, at the end of the day, and I know Mr. Z Cheese's favorite team, Central, but I'm gonna say this about Central. Yeah, they might not look impressive, but if it comes down to big games against Zachary, big games against Catley, and it's close, and they find
No,
a
D
way to
boy, they
win,
didn't.
dang, and they find a way to win. Cheese, everybody else, these are my words. I told you, a team that knows how to come from adversity and get those close games, you're gonna remember that Walker game and the Denham Springs game. What I tell you more than anything else, when you're a defending champion, you have a target on your back. And when you overcome that trap, guess what's gonna happen in close games? You find a way to win. If it happens, everybody gonna come back to me and I'll be like, what listen what VK said. VK know what he talking about. you know. But I knew that Central was not gonna get no big leap. That's why they have 4. Ruston, they got a good leap at 3. I know there was another guy said that Ruston should be 2. Ruston is really playing good right now, very good. But St. Aug has passed every test on their schedule. The reason why they're 2, look at the last 2 weeks against Legacy out of Texas, 68 points, and then a big showing against the Battle Undefeateds and got it done. St. Aug is well earned to be number 2 in the state, and we know Edna Carr is not coming off that number 1 spot right now. They're still proving that they're the best team in the state. So we'll see who's going to be staying at number 1 or might be a new number 1. We'll see because 1 versus 2 goes against each other this week.
That's right. 1 versus 2.
Actually, both are top
All
5,
three
right,
of us.
JB? All 3 of us.
All 3. Yep. All 3 got the top 3. Ton of cheese. All right. Peppers, you are up. So as you already know, number 1 is at Nicole. Number 2 is St. Augustine. Number 3 is Ruston. Peppers has Terrebonne at number 4 and Central at number 5. So Peppers, tell us about putting Terrebonne into your top 5 and even having Terrebonne hop over Central because Central was in your top 5 last week.
They were, and they still are. But that being said, I've seen enough of Terrebonne that convinces me that they have one of the most proficient offenses in the state. One subpar defensive game does not make a team. One subpar, and I say subpar, but it was against a Hahnville offense that has a lot of quality, right? So I'm not going to punish them that way. That being said, I'm convinced in what I see. This is a team that plays pretty much a kind of an off-field version of the run and shoot. They can run it and they can throw it with great proficiency. I think Terrebonne is absolutely legitimate. And if they beat Destrehan Friday, here's the question I have for you guys before we continue. We got St. Aug and Carr, but if Carr loses, do they fall completely out?
Depends on the loss to me. Depends on the
Right.
loss.
They
To
lose
me,
close. I think I'd still keep them in though. But yeah, VK, that's my top 5. I mean, Carr, August, St. Aug, and Ruston are the 3. And look, you could coin flip the 2 and 3, but I've seen St. Aug. We've seen St. Aug twice, and I'm thoroughly convinced that team is absolutely one of the best teams in the state. It's an acid test against Carr. Um, you know, um, I think we're in for a treat to see next week's top 5. But that's what I got.
I
Now
think to me,
before VK go, hold
go
on
ahead.
VK 1
No
second.
problem.
Before
Go
you
ahead.
go,
Mhm.
Nick Campbell says statement game at all this week. I'd like to know which game is at all this week because I know St. Aug is going to Berman. St. Aug is coming to the West Bank of Algiers to play at Nicole. But let me know what games at all. Let me know. I'm just messing with Nick. I'm just messing with Nick. Yeah, the games, but the game no game at all, Nick. To let you know. All right, VK.
Well, I think the loser of this game, either way, is not going out top 5, regardless of the score or not, because this is a 1 versus 2 matchup. So I think either way, somebody's still going to be still stay in the top 5, regardless win or lose or the deficit, because this is a 1 versus 2 matchup. So these are 2 teams that are even in the top, 2 or 3 in the power rankings as well. So I think either way, somebody that whoever loses is not going to fall out top 5, but they probably going to be falling maybe all the way to 5, or maybe be at 4. Just depends on the deficit, maybe. But I don't think nobody's going out the top 5 in the week. But this game Friday night is going to be something, and plain and simple. Car fans, St. Aug fans, get to the stadium early because they're even doing a battle of the bands at 6:15. It's going all the way down. They're treating this game like the Boombox Classic with Southern and Jackson State. That's how they treating this game Friday night in Algiers.
All right. And if we go through a couple more of the comments from the chat, that's right, the NOLA defense wins championship. All right, we can end this sharing of the screen. Thank you very much. All right, fellas. And Nick is saying St. Aug will win. Okay.
Mm.
Well, everybody, thank y'all for joining us. Come back tomorrow, Chris Singleton will join us, talk about Terrebonne and the game against Destrehan. And then we got about 30 or 31 games to pick from. So please be back while we do our picks. And you already know Carr and St. Aug will be the last game that we pick. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night. Last words, Peppers.
Great show tonight. You know, we gave you a good discussion, getting you set for the halfway marker of the 2025 prep season this week. We're already at halfway. Um, wow, I don't know who Little Lions is, but I'll take Carr in 20. Oh my goodness, that's wow.
They
Okay,
might know something.
everybody's
They might know something, bro. I'm just saying.
he might, dog. He might. Everybody's got an opinion. That's what I'll say on that. But great show tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow night. And looking forward to the two games we got this week: Kennedy Everett on Thursday, and then St. James St. Charles on Friday. And that game in Vastery is going to be lit. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere there Friday night. And VK, you can take it away from here.
Well, all I'm gonna tell y'all, I did some interviews today with Coach Wayne Stein, also Coach Willie Brooks and Linares Elphage, and also Principal Kevin Davis. So come on back and
Y'all know who that is, right? Y'all know who that is?
I know that is. He's making
That's
the
D
return
boy
tonight.
from what you
He's
call it?
back.
From
1008?
1008 Prep Sports. Y'all know that.
Where you been, D boy? Oh my
I'm
goodness.
glad he
Spell my
finally made
name
his way.
right, though, buddy.
I'm glad he finally made his way to us. You know him and Peppers. Be telling Peppers,
We ain't
Peppers, chill,
beefing, but
man.
he
That's
needs
what he
to
does.
he needs to check out his spelling though. Look at the last name.
No, leave D boy alone, man. D boy
Lord.
be having fun with everybody, man. You know
Having
that's what he
fun.
I know
does,
he does.
man.
It's all good.
And we do have a question. I know what.
Let me, I'm about to answer Dominique right now. So Dominique, this Thursday night, we are streaming John F. Kennedy versus John Ehret right here on my YouTube page, which you're watching it on, JB the Sports Guy. We are streaming it pregame at 6:15, kickoff at 6:30. So please join us in watching John F. Kennedy taking on John Ehret.
And then Friday night we will have St. James, St. Charles, Catholic. A great game last year. St. James winning that close in the last seconds. So it's gonna be a good one. I interviewed all the most of the coaches, including Kevin Davis, the principal of Eric. Going back, check out my YouTube, check out my Facebook. We'll post it on our social medias and stuff like that as we get ready for Thursday. And Friday, man, we're looking forward to it. But good show tonight, man. Great thoughts by all three of us. Tomorrow, we're looking forward to having Mr. Singleton on, and also try to get back in the graces. The last couple weeks, my goodness. All I'm gonna tell you about this man here, boy, I'm gonna tell you, he got some grace, bro. Grace is on his side this season. My goodness,
Grace is on my side.
it is because I tell you, skin when you win by the skin of your teeth, dude. That there's a reason why he's the two-time champion. There's a reason he wins when you win by the skin of your teeth like that. It's like, wait a minute, bro. This like a couple games, and George can even say it himself sometimes. One in couple games, we think we got it. All of a sudden, go the other way, and it's like, oh Lord! I said, I bet you any money, JB got this backdoor cover once again. So big time props to my friend right here, man. But we'll see what happens
bro.
with our picks tomorrow. Hopefully that me and George will try to shake this thing up.
Definitely. Dominique, so on my YouTube page, if you click the live icon, it's gonna pop up the games I got coming up live, the two this weekend, Thursday and Friday, and you'll see the John F. Kennedy and John Ehret. Click those three dots on the side of it. It's gonna say copy link, take it, copy it to your family. So that's how you can get it. So truly appreciate y'all who all have tuned in to the Hash It Out Show games of the week. Yes, Jordan, happy week 5, man. Season moving so fast, so fast. Do we think Kennedy will win? Well, I'll tell you this: if he wasn't broadcasting the game, we'll give you an answer. But since we're broadcasting the game, it's not fair for us to give y'all an answer on who we think will win. So we are neutral in this game, and you just have to be at the game or watch it on my YouTube page as we stream it this Thursday night. If you need advice on picks, VK, Austin got you.
I appreciate it, man. I do.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Truly appreciate it. We're back tomorrow night, like I said, at 7 o'clock. Please come back, tune back in, and we're gonna talk to Chris Singleton, and we're gonna tell you who's gonna win. 059 dogs Kennedy's players to watch for. Yes, I think isn't 0 Kenny Chelsea? I think that's his number.
I know 5 is 5 is Dominic Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say Amari Lewis is 7 on the defense.
Yeah, I think 9 is Jacko, I think, the receiver.
Okay, cool. Cool deal. All right, everybody. Y'all tune in tomorrow. Truly appreciate y'all joining us tonight. For VK Jones, for George Peppers, I am JB, the sports guy. See y'all tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Y'all take care. Hey, parents and coaches. Want your young athlete to go far on and off the field? Kumon of Gretna is the place for you. Whether it's reading plays or calculating scores, early literacy and math skills teach focus, discipline, and decision making. Give your student athlete the edge. Start early, start smart at Kumon of Gretna.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
Hi, my name is Micah Higgins, head boys basketball coach at Bonneville High, and you're watching the Hash It Out Show. Go Bruins.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.